Hey everybody, this is Kevin here. I've got a new video today. This one actually comes as a special request. It's a topic I've really not yet discussed in any great detail in any of my previous videos, and it kind of struck a chord with me, so I decided I would do a little blurb on it. I would like to state for the record that I am neither a Republican or a Democrat. I don't buy into the two-party tyranny. I think it's all a charade, and I'm going to prove that today, and I'm going to do it using our current President Obama. One of the great claims lobbied by anti-Obama people is that Obama is a socialist. That is correct. He is a socialist. Another claim that is often lobbied is that the branch of socialism that Obama adheres to is communism. And that is a bold-faced lie. He is not a communist. Communism is a system essentially where all the basic and non-basic industries are taken over completely by the state and run by the state for the perceived benefit of everyone. There is still private industry in this country, and private industry is flourishing in this country. Hence, Obama cannot be a communist. So, he's not a communist, but he is a socialist. What does that mean? That means he's the other end of the spectrum of socialism, which is a fascist. That is correct. Obama is a fascist, just like his predecessor, George W. Bush. What is fascism, essentially? Well, I think the best place to look to get a good definition of fascism is to read the words of arguably one of the most famous, if not the most famous fascist in history, which was Mussolini. And Mussolini said that fascism really should be called corporatism because it is the merger of private industry and government. So, say, well, fascism, that's awfully strong. You know, Mussolini was a fascist, Hitler was a fascist, and they were not very good people. And that's correct. They weren't very good people. But you have to understand both communism and fascism from the standpoint of their economic definition. They are economic systems. So why would I go so far as to claim that Obama is a fascist? I refer you to his campaign contributors from the last presidential cycle. And here is why he is a fascist. Number 2 on the list would be Goldman Sachs. That's correct. Goldman Sachs, who essentially owns the government. Thank you. Through the Federal Reserve. Thank you very much. Oh, let's see. Who's number 4 on the list? Oh, it would be Microsoft. Yes, a private company. How very interesting. And let's see, number 6. Ooh, Citigroup. Another bank. Wow, kind of surprising, considering last year, thanks to Mr. Bush and Mr. Obama, the banks have extorted the American people out of at least $24 trillion. Oh, let's make our way down the list. Oh, UBS. Another bank. Look at that. And we've got Morgan Stanley. Ooh, very interesting. General Electric. Wow, wow, wow. That's pretty amazing considering people claim that Obama is a, quote, fascist, or a communist. My mistake. He's actually a fascist. Why is that surprising? Because if Obama were a communist, as so many claim he is, I would suspect that most of these private industries, knowing that a communist would get rid of them, probably wouldn't give him money. Very interesting. That's an interesting list. I suggest anybody go to opensecrets.org to find out exactly who is controlling the government, and you can do that by finding out who contributed to whom in the last few election cycles. So I made the claim that Obama is pretty much the second coming of George W. Bush. So how do I make that claim? Very simply. Bush started 2 unconstitutional wars, and Obama is continuing and expanding them. Yes, very interesting. Let's see, what else do we have? He's continuing and expanding illegal wiretapping. But more importantly than anything, and the reason why I say Obama the fascist is hardly any different than Bush the fascist, is the 2004 campaign contributions to Mr. Bush. Let's see who makes the list. Number 1, Morgan Stanley. Hey, a financial institution. And then we've got Merrill Lynch. Very interesting. PricewaterhouseCoopers. Oh, wow. How about that? Another financial institute. UBS Americas. Wow. Mr. Bush, he seems to have a lot of friends in the banking industry. Goldman Sachs is next. Can you believe it? Wow. Credit Suisse, Lehman Brothers, Citigroup, Bear Stearns, Ernst & Young, Wachovia, AmeriQuest, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase. Wow, well, who would have guessed that? Yes, anybody who takes a critical view of reality. Somebody like myself. Again, as I stated at the outset, Obama is a socialist indeed. But, contrary to popular belief, he is not a communist. He is actually, just like his predecessor, Mr. Bush, a fascist. And all one has to do to look and to verify this very, very indisputable fact. Yes, there you see Mr. Obama, top contributors. Get a quick glimpse, Goldman Sachs. And then you can look at Mr. Bush and see, wow, many of those same names show up. And just who has benefited most in the last year from these two presidents? If you said the financial services industry, you would be correct. So, I have dispelled the myth that Obama is a communist. In fact, he is a fascist, and I have proven it. All you have to do to prove a fact when you make a claim about politics is to follow the money. Obama is a fascist, just like George W. Bush is a fascist. And just because Obama may now be your fascist doesn't make it okay, the things that he's doing. I hope you enjoy this video. I enjoyed doing it because it took me literally 5 minutes to do a little brushing up on some facts to bring to you to prove my point. Again, Obama is a fascist, just like George W. Bush. Don't be fooled by the mainstream media.